James here from the Gator Nation Football Podcast, bringing you a film breakdown of Florida's defense versus Georgia's offense. I'll take a look at what went right, what went wrong, and I'll do my best to avoid the things we already know about this Florida defense. And I'll highlight the exceptional play of a few players, especially in this case, Rashad Torrance, who has really emerged as one of the best safeties Florida has had in quite some time. As always, if you like this content, subscribe to this channel, follow us on social media, consider dropping us a dono where you can support our efforts to bring you this type of content, and check out the podcast each and every Monday where we bring you in-depth analysis on the Florida Gators.
1st and 10, first play of the game for Georgia, and if you had your money on the GT counter as the first play Georgia would run, you win the prize. Here we go. Obviously, they watched the LSU tape. Here is your guard tackle counter coming around the edge. Florida this time is going to flow, at least with their linebackers, to a better side here. You have to honor this gap because it's huge. It's a nice two-way gap. You got to honor that, which is what happens. Moon fills in here. Moon fills in there. There's your, thankfully, Antonio gets here nicely, right? So he gets in here early and kind of breaks this up because ideally you want your kick-out block to be later. But he kicks him out. Here comes your block here. Florida now in good shape with Elam. At least this is not going to be a touchdown. There's your hole. Now you'd like to have a better scrape here. Where are you, Diabate? You have to scrape that better. Elam patiently waits. Makes sure he's at least going to make the tackle. This won't be a touchdown. And makes the tackle. Only after Georgia basically gets a first down on the first carry on the guard tackle counter. So, nice start there. All right, 1st and 10. How about the counter tray? We saw LSU run that a lot. And there it is. Got our H-back coming here and here. Let's watch this develop. We snipe ourselves. That's really going to affect the play pretty greatly because at this point in time, it looks pretty darn good. Imagine he doesn't snipe himself. He's going to seal that block. We're going to get this block here on the edge. But thanks to that happening, this play gets ruined. Because again, let's just pause this for a second. Let me tell you, this play is going to be a big play because we got him here. He's going to get kicked out. And the H-back's definitely going to seal Moon over here. Diabate's gone. He's not scraping across the formation. So he's going to be out to the races and running. But thankfully, we're going to miss that. And so instead, Moon's able to then force this, slow him down, push him wide. Here comes Avery Helm down to make a tackle from his corner spot. Comes down, breaks down, gets stiff-armed. That's a nice tackle attempt there. Nothing wrong with that. Slows him down considerably. And Georgia just picks up 4 or 5 yards there. Still 4 or 5 on first down. However, it was going to be a lot more had the guard not simply tripped over himself along the way. 2nd and 3 for Georgia, a play that we featured on the What to Expect from Georgia pretty heavily. Georgia ran a lot and had success, especially early. Here's Washington. He's going to just chip and then come across the formation. We talked about how much Georgia likes to run. Stetson Bennett out to his right. There it is for you. And just give him nice, easy throws, which Florida was going to oblige on there on 2nd and 3. And then gain nothing because of a really nice tackle from who? Wait, sorry, let's go back to that. From who? Fast forward, whoop. Rashad Torrance, who has just emerged as an absolute freak of a tackler. It's safe to say at this point in time that along with Hopper, Torrance and Hopper are the best tacklers on the team. I mean, Torrance is an unbelievably good tackler. One more time. That's how you tackle someone. It's too bad he's not a linebacker because Florida could use a few more of those. But either way, that's a great tackle. You're going to see more from Torrance as this breakdown goes on. 3rd and 1 from Georgia. If I were doing a Georgia critique, I would talk A, about why they played Stetson Bennett. That's a mistake. And B, why they just got way too cute for themselves. Sometimes you outthink yourself. Because look at the formation that Georgia has here. Georgia's going to have 10 guys in the box. Florida, as we've seen them do on a million occasions, those guys are not in the box. It's 3rd down and 1. They are not in the box. Georgia can pretty much walk their way to a first down if they want on a variety of run plays. But thankfully, Georgia's going to get too cute for their own good and pass the ball. Here's your late runner, by the way, right? So now we're in 2. But regardless, Georgia has numbers. One more time, sorry. Just look, play the numbers game, right? Again, you're a coordinator. Play the numbers game. Here's your center. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not making a play. right? Helm is not the guy to come down. Dean is. Here's Dean. So you know if Florida's going to bring anything down, they're bringing it here. All I got to do is run anything here. So imagine we do this. There you go. There's your plus blocker. I mean, you got anything you want here, right? To this gap, you can do a whole lot more than just that. You can take this outside if you want. It's 3rd and 1. But instead, Georgia's going to go for a home run. Home run sending 2 receivers out versus Florida's 3. And they're going to attack Elam, which is just crazy to me that people keep thinking they're going to run plays on Elam. That's stupid. But Florida will take a benefit here on what was a pretty crazy intentional grounding call. I mean, that is intentional grounding. I don't know how often you see that. And that was significant as Georgia had to wind up kicking the field goal. Let's look again from this angle. Again, imagine pre-snap what you have here numbers-wise, right? Georgia, count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With their numbers, hasn't been. It can also run. They could easily run Florida's favorite speed option here. That'd be a layup, right? Florida has 1, 2, 3, 4 players. So they're 5v4, not even counting the 2 eligible players that could also make a move here. But they elect to go for this. Florida's on it. Nice pressure here from Trey Dean. That obviously works out as the unblocked man, putting pressure on. Nice job with him reading the play here. Good stop from Florida. Outthinking for Georgia. But hey, Florida will take it. They get off the field with no points given up as Georgia misses the field goal after the intentional grounding. 3rd and 13 for Florida, a distance that has often provided them trouble. This is really, really nice defense from Florida. They're going to bring 3 and then play a spy here in case Bennett wants to make a move anywhere, which is also smart. Florida struggled in the past to drop 7 or 8, so you'd expect potentially Georgia to have receivers open. Moon does a really nice job. Again, he's a big, really athletic guy. Stetson Bennett is underrated with his running ability. There's nowhere to go on this play. Bernie, nice job covering here all the way until the end, but there's absolutely nowhere to go on this play for Stetson Bennett. And here is a look at the actual All-22. Thank you, All-22. You are the greatest. I wish I could show it to you every single play. Perhaps one day the All-22 companies will allow such things to happen. But for now, you're going to get it only when CBS shows it. And this is really good defense. Here's Trevez Johnson, a guy who I've maligned quite a bit for his play. Does a really nice job staying on the under. Obviously over the top here. Here's Dean. He does a really nice job over the top. They take that away on your right side. Right, ball's already coming out here. They take that away on the side. That's gone. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, right? There's nothing there. Florida's got that totally taken care of. Here's your defender coming down to help out. There's Torrance. Just nowhere to go for this. So this is a quality defensive stop from Florida on 3rd and 13. Good to see that on film. Nice job by the defense. Last play I'm going to show you from the first quarter, and it's a play that has been run successfully against Florida a lot. A couple of things here on display from Florida's defense. One, what kind of linebacker spacing is that? You tell me. They're 1 yard away from each other. That makes no sense. But this is the formation that teams have had so much success against Florida on, basically running this concept right here. Super basic, very simple. You see almost every single team put this play in to their playbook. Because you get this, right? And you get this. And they just take it. It's 5 or 6 yards against Florida almost every single time. It's 2nd and 10. It's safe. It's easy. It's a no-risk play. Bennett here, going to put this ball on the money. It's going to be dropped. This would have been a 5-yard gain. However, I'll give at least some credit here to Helm, who's within the tackle window. That's going to be, again, just a 4-yard gain, maybe 5 at the most. And that's good for Helm. In the past, we've seen him off of our screen here. This turns into a 10-yard gain. So again, I think Florida's corners and safeties, I've seen improvement from them each and every game. I have to believe the coaching jobs being done at the individual level there have in fact continued to get better, even if the overall scheme at times often makes no sense. There is progress with individual players. And in that case, there on 2nd and 10, Helm is there. He's there early. Ball gets dropped, but regardless, that is improvement over what we had seen earlier this season. One thing that I thought was surprising about this game was that Georgia just did not stick with running the football, especially the counter plays. I mean, they really worked for them at an extremely high clip. You're going to see another one here on film right out of the LSU playbook. They're going to take the H-back or the tight end. He's going to come through here, get a block at the second level. There's your guard tackle counter, which we've chronicled a million times now. I'm not going to spend any more time talking about what to do because you all know what to do. There's your kick out. Now, this is a mess in here because Florida's defensive line, much like LSU, did a good job holding here. Now, Florida's defensive line, despite how I've been impressed with David Turner, especially the linebackers, especially Cox, they tend to play every single play like it's a pass play. It's 2nd down and 4. They're always flying up the field. And when you're doing that, you just can't get off a block. If instead you're engaging your block with a little bit of space here, you engage with some space so you're able to slide and make a play, you stop some of these plays. But, Florida is just obsessed with flying in. There's Diabate again, just unadulterated pressure. It's really silly. And this allows this play to work. Much like LSU, it allows it to work. Here comes your block right here from your H-back. There's your guard. There's your guard coming through. It's your tackle right here at the end. 70 coming through. Sealing this out here. And now it's one-on-one with Torrance. Now look, if this is Trevez Johnson, this is a touchdown. That's a touchdown. We saw it against LSU. Thankfully, who's there? Torrance is there. And he barely tackles him. Elam, recognizing what's happening in his cover 3 spot, is already running here to the home run spot. I've seen enough of this. But the odds of Elam tackling an open runner here and a running back, unlikely, possible, but unlikely. Either way, Torrance just clips him. He just clips him with a diving effort there to save what potentially could have been a touchdown. But either way, that's a guard tackle counter. Again, very successful. Georgia, in my opinion, did not run it enough. Despite running for a really nice yards per carry, they left a lot on the table. I think they perhaps thought Florida would have cleaned that up more than they did. They would have been wise to have just stuck with it. All right, 2nd and 5. If you did not watch our What to Expect from Georgia, you probably didn't know that Stetson Bennett was actually this quick, but he is. Now Cox knows it as well. Here's Brent Cox. He feels like he's in a good situation. Of course, as a D lineman, you want to make sure that you're always on the outside shoulder of the quarterback. Don't get caught leaning into this shoulder. If that happens and he's quick, he's going to get around the edge, and that's what happens. You just lose that angle. Again, Cox just pursuing relentlessly upfield, not thinking at this point, I should recover back here to where he's going. He's just chasing him blindly. I'm going to get him. And then essentially, hey, you guys, you got him. Go ahead. He's going to run this way. I see a gap. You guys just take care of him. I'm going to just chill. All right, it's cool. I'm going to chill back here. I'm going to just take a look, hang out with Kirby. It's all good. And there goes Stetson. Splitting defenders here, right? Splitting right there. There's Carter, pretty athletic guy. Splitting that. Not bad. There's Bernie falling, right? Outrunning Dean until he gets all the way back to Marshall at the very end. So again, Stetson can run. That's one reason why Georgia likes him. Cox learned it on that particular play there. 3rd and goal for Georgia. Georgia is going to miss an opportunity largely because Stetson Bennett misses a read. Florida's going to be the benefactor of this, although Florida is doing the right thing. They're expecting pass here. The only problem is they've set themselves up for this play perfectly, and Georgia has it on, and Stetson's looking at it. And why he doesn't think he has this is pretty wild to me. This is the definition of having this, right? There's your slant route, the classic pick, a slant pick, just a rub. He's running a whip out. Well done. Great design for him not to keep running the slant where you get called. Turn it into a whip out. Really, really good design by Georgia. For some reason, Stetson Bennett thinks that's not there. Oh, but that is there. That's an easy throw. He's expecting it. He's ready for a touchdown. Stetson leaves it early. That's 6, and Florida dodges a bullet. And then obviously nice pursuit here. Good awareness by Florida. Good pursuit. Peel off and come downhill to Stetson Bennett. He really does like to run and force Georgia into a 4th and goal. So dodging a bullet there. Nice play design by Georgia. Nice recognition by Florida once they missed the initial window to make sure they didn't score on the 2nd attempt. All right, still 3-0, still a tight game. 2nd quarter, 3:39. Georgia, moving the ball a little bit here and there, but struggling to consistently convert. And in a lot of ways, they look like Florida sometimes. So here is your zone read play action, and then we're going to slip our tight end out again. Sneaky deaky, we block with him a lot. We're going to sneak him out. Roll Bennett to his right, his favorite side. Bennett opens up, hits his first target for a 3-yard pass that is then going to go for 25. Nice play design, really good stuff. Here's a look from the All-22. There's your play action, brings our linebackers up. There's Hopper. Moon, he comes up. He now has to rally and run with the running back, which he does. This ball could have been thrown here too, if you're Bennett. That's available to you, right, if you want that one. And much like we see with Florida a lot, and this is why I wanted to show you this play, is we have 2 defenders guarding no one. There you go. Covering a lot of grass. Yep, they are. However, they're covering no one. So that's how this happens. Nice big game. All right, again, 1st and 10 for Georgia. You think just run the football, play it safe. And Georgia's like, no, we're in the area. We like to take shots in. A lot of teams like to take shots here. We're taking a shot despite the fact that Florida is basically bailing deep, which they tend to do. Florida has done a really nice job this year staying on top of routes. We've talked about it. When Torrance is in the game, he stays on top of routes. Florida also tends to play safe on the back, and they like to play too high. Bennett is just going to put this ball up. This is a horrible, horrible throw. It's amazing he stayed in the game after this. Of course, the reason he did was because Florida turns it over. Would have been very interesting to see what would have happened, but this is a terrible throw. Also, this is great defense by Rashad Torrance. It's a pick either way. Helm's coming downhill. Torrance is like, I got this. I am running the route, right? I'm running the route here. I'm going to pick this off. And then, unfortunately, I get it. Torrance is a smart player. That's why he's a good safety. We've talked about him a lot. He's a very smart player. He's thinking, I caught the ball before the goal line, which is true. I have to get out. His momentum carried him in, and because of that, he could have stayed in its touchback, right? He never had a chance to establish. He's going to know that now. I'm sure he watched it all weekend in film here in Gainesville. He'll never probably do this again, but he's trying to not get a safety here, and I'm not going to fault a guy for that. That means he's thinking. It's a great pick. Unfortunately, it probably was the total turning point of the game because of the excellent strip. Yeah, and this is how Georgia fans felt right now. How'd you feel, Georgia fans? 3-0, 3 minutes left. Man, this is not good. I have seen this movie one too many times in Florida. I cannot believe Stetson Bennett is still playing. Text going on here. Stetson's like, man, I can't believe I'm still playing you. That's a terrible pass. Florida fans feeling good. And here's the all-22 look, and I just want you to look at how Rashad Torrance plays defense here. So Florida is going to wind up bailing into a cover 3. There's your cover 3. There's Elam. There's Helm at the top. There's Dean. They're going to put Torrance down low. Torrance comes down low, and he does not fall for this. Again, it's 1st down. Look at if you're Georgia, look. Don't get greedy, Georgia. Don't get greedy. Just take that. That's not the option for the play because they're running a home run play. But it's 1st down. If you watch Florida on film, Florida's going to give you that all day long. Well, they weren't content. And so because of that, they want the out and up, which Torrance is not. Again, you can have it. We're going to give it to you. Grantham told me to give you that. Oh, you're not going to take it? That's pretty great. Well, I'm ready for that. I'm playing way deep here. I'm now going to run your route, which he does. And Stetson Bennett, seeing this, top of the route, clearly top of the route, is like, oh, I got this guy. I'm putting this ball out there. I mean, that's crazy bad. That's crazy, crazy bad. And because he plays for a team that has a prolific defense, he can still feel good about himself this week. But that is terrible. I mean, that's inexcusable, awful, horrible. You cannot be doing that. If you're in the game, presumably as Stetson Bennett, your job is to never turn the football over. He does it. Florida takes advantage of it. Good work by Florida, just sort of game theorying themselves into Georgia getting greedy for no reason, when in reality, Georgia should have done what other teams do. Just take the simple stuff Florida gives you. Now for the plays that matter. It's 1st down and 10. Richardson has just carried a guy 8 or 9 yards. Georgia held him up some. He gets stripped right here. This is where your defense needs to make a play. A lot of people after the game said, hey, Florida's defense played pretty good. I felt like Florida's defense really kept them in the game. They could have won. Well, there was a lot of smoke and mirrors. You've seen so far that Georgia, of course, took some pretty poor tactics. In the second half, we're going to see that Georgia was moving the ball at will and shot themselves in the foot twice, some self-inflicted wounds. But if you want to play good defense, you have to make a stand in situations like these, right? You got to pick your quarterback up as he just got stripped in a 3-0 game, and you've got to make this hard. You got to make this hard. Instead, and I'm not going to blame the players here. They're trying their best. Florida's going to counter with silliness, right? We're going to just overly aggressive fire into a gap, hoping we're going to get this call correct, and it's a zone read, which it's not. So we're rolling the dice. Totally rolling the dice, pulling ourselves out of position, right into the hands of Georgia, who's running away from what Florida's bringing them. We've seen this before too many times. We're leaving sound football to take chances, and now we're in trouble. Now we're in trouble because Florida, 1, 2, 3, 4. Florida has 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th. So they've already on the line got a 4-on-2 advantage. They're going to clean that up very nicely. Oh, look, I have no one to block because no one's here. How about I take him out. Oh, wait, I don't need to take him out because he had no one else to block either. Now I'm going to take out Torrance. I'm a right guard. I'm going to go against a safety and just push him all the way back into the end zone as we score a touchdown. And Hopper, I think this look tells you everything. Look, Hopper, I think, is a very smart player. Take a look at this. Do you see this body language? This is the body language of a player who is very frustrated with the fact that that play call is mind-numbingly stupid. You're taking tons of risk with very little reward. You're making your defense play with one arm behind their back, and that is not a look of frustration for his teammates. That is a look of frustration with the coaching. Thankfully, there's just no chance that Grantham's staying around any longer, but this has gone on way too long, and that's embarrassing. And again, if you want to say the defense plays well, you can't do stuff like this at moments that matter. And this is not on the players here. It's just not. But that is not good defense. Now we have our second turnover from Richardson, which I chronicled on the offensive breakdown. Please take a look at that. The second turnover, in my opinion, was absolutely not Richardson's fault as far as a bad read or anything of that nature. In fact, I think it was a very good read. I think the ball placement would have been there if not for a pressure that I chronicled. So check that out if you've heard otherwise. I think my opinion, based upon the film and the evidence, is that in fact that was a good read. It was a high-level read, and it was going to be a high-level throw without some pressure from Georgia and a phenomenal play made. Regardless, the defense now comes back out. There's 1 minute and 43 seconds left. It's 10-0. Let's hold them to a field goal, or perhaps let's give them nothing. But let's at least hold them to a field goal, because then 13-0, no big deal. Florida still gets the ball at the start of the second half. So what does Florida do? Again, I'm not going to blame the players here, because what does Florida do? It's 1st down and 10. We just saw in the previous play that Florida took a suicide risk and ended themselves. And here comes Trevez. Let's send a nickel blitz on 1st and 10. And let's also send Trey Dean into the box, because, hello, play action teams, what's their MO? They want to run play action, and they want to hit a deep touchdown pass during turnovers in this part of the field. That's pretty much the game theory 101. That's the expected move, is teams want to take a shot after a turnover like that. And Grantham goes, nah, man. Nah, dude, we're coming. We're coming in the box. We're coming in the box. We're going to go cover 0. We're going man here and man here. And now we got Torrance manning up here in the slot from 12 yards away. Let's go. Let's go crazy here in the box. We're all about it. And Georgia says, I had a feeling you might try something dumb like that. There's a play action. Oh, by the way, all of the guys that you just brought up here to get up in the action are completely wasted. They're in no man's land. This is no man's land. Nothing is happening here. They can't do anything there. Bennett's like, oh my gosh, this is great. Look at me. Step up in the pocket that I have 55 years to throw a football into. That's beautiful blocking. And now I'm going to just put one out here. And Torrance, who obviously is a very good defender, a very good safety, by alignment is in trouble on a corner route from the beginning. And he gets beat, and this ball just placed well enough. Nice catch from Georgia for a touchdown. Again, that's not Georgia beating a solid scheme there. It's Florida playing with one arm tied behind their back and giving up a crucial momentum-killing touchdown, while at the same time, it seems the internet, the public, etc., want to hang this entire game on Richardson, a redshirt freshman who, again, I think his first 2 turnovers are understandable. This is what you get. You just can't have that. So if Florida's playing good defense, you're not seeing it here. You got to pick your team up when things go south. You have to make your own stops against the weakness of Georgia's team, which is their offense. So Florida had moments in this game. I've showed you moments. They've had moments, but moments are not good enough if you want to win football games. You have to go out there and make some stops, and you cannot play with one arm tied behind your back so frequently in big games like this one. Georgia comes out in the second half running the ball very successfully. Here on 2nd and 5, Florida now loaded up in the box. Loaded up in the box here. 8 players in the box, single high safety and Dean. We're going to try to make a stop. Don't want to let them run the ball here any more than we are. Of course, Florida's still going to use primarily linebackers. Here's Torrance, right? We're not going to actually put another D lineman on the field. We're still going to do this with an undersized lineup. And here, Florida's going to fill this gap okay. Again, Moon's not going to get into this super cleanly. Watch instead how Torrance, who's a safety, right? He's a safety. Look how Torrance fills the gap at the line of scrimmage. And look at Moon, a linebacker. Not what you want. He's already 2 yards down the field, and then Moon's going to start to get carried along with him, but then Moon is going to make a hero play, so we'll give Moon credit where credit's due. He strips this ball out at the very last second. Look at him working here. He's working. He said, look, you stripped my boy Richardson. I got to take one from you. And I mean, he just gets that out of there. Just gets that out of there. A big turnover from Florida. Georgia only had 4 possessions in the second half. They had 4 of them. They were driving with ease on that one. It ends with a fumble on what was going to be a first down, and Florida gets possession. Second possession of the half for Georgia, and I just have to show you a Torrance highlight because this is so clean. Kind of send an A-gap pressure here from Hopper on 2nd and 4. That's going to get picked up with no problem. Fills a gap, though. Follow the H-back, follow the ball. Talked about this a lot, right? More often than not, the ball goes there. Moon, of course, is still slow to follow the H-back, follow the ball. And here comes Torrance. Watch this tackle by Torrance. Again, take a look at this. Take a look at what Georgia has here. We're dead. We're dead. We're in trouble. There's one player that can make this tackle. One and only one. Elam, of course, saying I need to come here to play safety because this does not look good. Torrance comes downhill. Boom. I mean, I'm sorry. That's amazing. That's a safety in the hole. Break down, break down, break down. Launch, low, wrap, put him down. That's how you take a play where if he makes a safety miss, it's a touchdown, and turn it into a 1-yard gain, making it 3rd down. Absolutely great, great stuff from Torrance. He's going to let you know about it, as he should. Great, great play. Putting good stuff on film all year long. 3rd and 3, and yet again, Georgia is going to outthink themselves here. You would imagine they just run the football. Look, Florida's going to oblige them. Florida's got 1, 2, 3. We're going to bail here. 4, 5 players playing pass, leaving 6 in the box. Georgia, again here, if they want to flex these 2 to block, where, yes, they can get in the action, but Florida's going to bail. Almost certainly they're going to bail, as they typically do. They could allow themselves to have 9 players here. A nice 9 versus 6 or a 9 versus 8, or however you want to run them off here and still go, 7 versus 6. But Georgia elects to, for a pass that has worked against Florida in the past, but Trey Dean here, improving technique, is going to make a nice play. Trey Dean here, sorry. So here's your bailer, like we talked about. He's bailing from the snap, right? There it is. Elam's going to bail from the snap. He's out of there. Trey Dean now has to get across this rub, which is what Georgia wants to run. They want to get in here and have him in the wash. He's not there. He's going to come downhill. This looks pretty good. If you're Bennett, you're thinking, I got this. He's going to turn this for a first down. Ball turns him all the way around. It's late. Turns him all the way around. Needs to be early to his outside shoulder. Instead, it's not. Again, right now, ball's got to get on him. Get this ball on him. Get it on him. He's got a first down. Ball's late, not on him. Trey Dean now scraping across the formation, flies downhill, makes this tackle, really, really good tackle. That's 3rd and 3. Could have been a first down. Turns out not being a first down, right, for Georgia. However, it's a nice play by Dean. Way to peel off, way to keep a nice technique, a nice level to get there. But Florida, going to give that first down up against a better quarterback and still playing a defensive alignment there that I think allows Georgia to run the ball. They got too cute for their own good as they drove the ball down the field quite easily running it and settled there for that. Instead, they'd go on to have a 4th and 1 where they false started. So that allowed Florida to hang on, make it 27-0 instead of what was probably going to wind up being 31-0. Last 2 plays here we'll take a look at for Georgia against Stetson Bennett. I mean, it's 4th quarter. Georgia still wants to score. Play action pass. They've been very successful this season on play action. They were not against Florida, largely because of a guy we keep highlighting right here. Number 22, Rashad Torrance. This is beautiful coverage, by the way. Here's Marshall. Here's Torrance. That's how you do it. Under, over, check. We're sandwiched here. That's what you want. You want that Florida-Georgia sandwich. That's perfect. He's waiting for the ball because Stetson Bennett wildly underthrows it. And he gets himself a fair catch in the outfield for a pick. There's Bennett again thinking, man, I cannot believe I'm still the quarterback of Georgia. This is crazy. Torrance saying, yeah, let's go. 2 picks in the Florida-Georgia game. We're getting crushed, but at least I got myself 2 picks. I'm playing well. I'm putting good stuff on film. I'll take that. I want my team to win, but if not, I'm going to put good stuff on film. All right, so right away again, we're going to put Dean here at single high. I like this adjustment because Torrance is a much better cover player than Dean is. So by putting him way up top, you're sort of saying, look, just play up top, keep us safe. Let's put the better coverage guy down low. I like that adjustment. There's the play action. Georgia's really just trying to hit home run here. Two receivers going deep. And again, unlike Alabama, who runs just much better routes, you'd almost certainly see Bama run a concept that looks like this on this one. Almost certainly you'd see one of those routes. You'd probably see 3 routes, but if they ran 2, you would not just see what you see from Georgia. Again, very basic stuff. You're going to get a post route here, right? And then you're just going to get a go route. I mean, that's too simple. You're basically counting on Florida to stay underneath with the safety. There's so much grass here. Give your guy an option to sit down in there. Anyway, Georgia's not doing that. I think that's silly. I think their offense could cost them this season, of course. And then Stetson Bennett, I mean, this is a great play by Torrance. Look, he's sealing off here, which is what his job is. But with Bennett's arm, he thinks, I need to put this ball way out here. He's on the opposing hash, right? 10, 20, 30, 40. That's going to be a 60-yard or so throw because it's going to be 10-plus yards, potentially even more to get there. He does not have that kind of arm. But he says, oh, he's open. He gets some pressure right here at the very end, which is going to make this throw even just that much weaker. But Torrance had already turned around. He's pursuing, and this is just such a good play by Torrance. And he's waiting for this ball right there. This ball's not good by any account. Marshall's able to recover, right? But for Torrance to get back on that, that's such a good play. Again, one more time, watch Torrance. I want you to watch him one more time. He's here. Opens up. Why is he opening up? He's going to maintain outside leverage. He knows he has safety up with Dean. If it's a post route, it goes to Dean. There it is. He stays on top. He knows Dean needs to now come down on this. That allows him to help on this side. There it is. He's able to see the ball going. He turns, locate, pick. That is perfection from Torrance. Great play. Great play. Last play of the game, and if you guessed this one was coming, you probably saw it happen in the game. Why not finish with a counter tray? Again, I think Georgia could have run this just so much more than they did. Florida cannot stop the counter plays. It's inexcusable. It's ridiculous, but it happens here again. So here's your counter tray, H-back. Take a look at the action. Slant route, just like LSU ran on Florida to perfection. There's your kick out. Check. This time we're not getting sniped. Now we're able to get through. We saw earlier we were not able to get through. Now we're through into the hole. And what a hole we have because nobody's there. Oh, this is exciting. If you're a blocker, you love this. This is your moment. You're like, man, I'm 5-6 yards of the field. I know if I get this last block, we're golden. Nice job by the receiver. We're going to take out a 2-for-1 there. There goes Marshall. Here we go at safety. He's underneath the play. He's totally in the wrong spot here. He needs to be bailing here. He's not. He's stuck underneath it. And now you got no chance. Here's a 2-for-1 again. Look at this. We're just going to shepherd you both in there. I'm going to get a hand on you. You're not going to catch him anyway. And that is the counter tray for a touchdown, finishing off Florida. Of course, this game was over, but you would have liked to have seen Florida adjust and stop the counter plays in this game. They did not. I would expect South Carolina to run a heavy dose of the counter tray and the guard tackle counter because why the heck not? 2 games in a row, it's worked very well against Florida. Unfortunately for Florida, despite getting the same amount of turnovers as Georgia had, 3-3, Florida's came later in the game. After that pick by Torrance, and Torrance's first pick, of course, put them at 1st and 10 from the 2-yard line. It was an unfortunate situation. The defense finally got some turnovers, but they were mainly inconsequential. And of course, if they weren't getting turnovers, Georgia was generally able to run the football, and I think Georgia was their own worst enemy with their play calling in this game. Therefore, Florida's defense, it was not some magical improvement where they played at a championship level. It's just the offense struggled so much. The storyline was not going to be the defense. All right, as always, I hope you enjoyed this content. If there's any changes you want to see, you want a longer or shorter video, you want to see different stuff, just let me know. I'll do my best to oblige you. I'm James from the Gator Nation Football Podcast, and I'll see you next week.